The thing about the Total Visa credit card is that a lot of folks are talking about this card is great to build or rebuild credit. But is it really? In today's conversation, I really want to do an in-depth review of the Total Visa credit card, and I want to answer a question. Is this card worth it or full of it? Okay, let's quickly really dig a little deeper so we answer the question. So this show is for folks who are trying to build credit or rebuild credit. So here's an overview I want you to really think about. So when you think about the Total Visa credit card, you have a card that has a constellation of fees. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy what kind of fees they have. It's just crazy. And sometimes it's like we're really frustrated because think about it. First of all, they're charging you 35.99% variable APR for purchases. You're paying $75 annual fee for the first year and $48 thereafter. You have a one-time $89 program fee that is due after approval to activate the card. And I'm not finished yet. So you have a $6.25 monthly servicing fee. Now they waive it the first year. You have a $29 authorized user fee. You have 20% of the increased credit limit increase fee. It's just crazy. And you have $35 express delivery delivery fee. It's really crazy. And the thing is, usually we're more measured when we review credit cards on this show. But this Total Visa credit card, it's like, they're just trying to dump all the fees on the folks who are already vulnerable. So you have folks who are in subprime territory when it comes to their FICO score, like they are in subprime. Okay, subprime territory, and you feel like here is a credit card issuer that's taking advantage of those folks, and it's really it's really frustrating. But hey, listen, this is what we have. This is what the market is calling for. If there are people who are interested in this card, hey, go ahead and do it. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And here we're having a quick review about the Total Visa card. Okay, is it really worth it? I mean, you probably have heard it already. I mean, you have sensed based on my tone, based on my voice, that I'm really frustrated and would you not recommend this. But I will explain to you why. Because see, when you add up all those fees, the question is, how much are they giving you? They're charging you all those fees, but how much are they giving you in terms of credit limits for the first year? Now they are actually accepting everybody though. If you have 300, they'll take you. If they have 350, if you have 350, they'll take you. If you have 400, they'll take you. Okay, and the cool thing is they do a soft pull. So they do a soft pull. They don't do a hard pull anyway. So I mean, the thing is, if you already have bad credit, does it really matter if you have a hard pull or soft pull? So let me dig a little deeper here. So I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of the Total Visa credit card, okay? And by the way, boss, I want to quickly talk to you about, I first want to welcome you back to the show. I think I already did. Now I want to remind you of the topic. So we are speaking about the Total Visa credit card, and I'm doing an in-depth review of the card. So what are the pros here? This card reports to all three credit bureaus, helping you to boost your credit score over time. There are no minimum credit requirements, making this card easier to acquire, especially for credit newbies who have limited credit histories, and there is no deposit required. So this is an unsecured credit card. This is not a secure credit card. You don't have to deposit anything at all. They will approve you, not a problem. And the thing is, your chances of being approved are really high. Like, we have done our research, there is a 99% odds of approval if you apply for the Total Visa card. But it comes at a cost though. I mean, you heard the fees that I just spoke to you about. So you have three advantages: reporting to all three credit bureaus, no minimum credit requirements, and no deposit required. Okay, now let's talk about the cons. The fees are extraordinarily high. There are several less expensive options for building or rebuilding credit. The card touts a higher APR, making carrying a balance very expensive. If you're listening to me right now, if you're thinking about getting the Total Visa credit card, I can't tell you don't get it. But if you ever get it, please do not carry a balance, because those fees, they'll kill you. The card does not allow cardholders to make purchases overseas. You have an APR that's really high already, 36%. There's an annual fee of $75 for the first year, $48 annually thereafter. And can you imagine, you get an initial credit limits of $300, and they're charging you all those fees. So so basically they give you $300, and then they take all those fees. So you probably are left with $100. Okay, and so imagine you have $100. What can you do with $100? On top of that, you have an $89 program fee to open an account. on top of the annual fee. So really, honestly, this card looks like they're just trying to make money off of folks who are already vulnerable, and it's really frustrating. But yeah, I'm even surprised that authorities are letting this sort of cards being in the market in the first place. But hey, listen, it is what it is. This is the free market. If you have supply and demand, if you have folks who are really interested in this kind of cards, then go ahead and just sign up for it. Let me give you more details about the card. So this card, the Total Visa card, is basically designed to help you rebuild or build credit. So it is extremely bare bones in our view. It doesn't offer any kind of points or cash back for purchases, nor does it come with an introductory bonus for spending a certain amount during your first year or the first few months or first few weeks that you see with other credit cards. Remember, rebuilding credit depends on factors like making on-time payments, keeping your credit utilization ratio low, and paying at least the minimum monthly payments. But again, for this card, our team does not actually advise you to carry any balance whatsoever, because the APR is so high, you'll be paying a lot of money. You don't want to do that. And the only type of intro offer you can expect from this card is a waived monthly servicing fee for your first year. If you choose to go with a Total Visa to rebuild your credit, you should work you really have to think about 12 months to build a credit strong enough to qualify for a card that doesn't charge servicing fees in the first place. And the thing is that the Total Visa card has only one purpose and one purpose only: rebuilding credit. So like most cards in this category, it doesn't have many benefits or features that make it attractive to people, but for people with significantly damaged credit, it can still help start the journey back to healthy credit. If you're thinking about if you want to nurture your way back to a healthier FICO score, this could be the path for you. Now you have a simple approval, so there's very little chance that you will be denied for this credit card. It doesn't have a minimum credit requirements and is available in most states, excluding New York and Wisconsin. Those are the only two states that really say, you know what, we don't want your ass here. Okay, and there is no security deposit. Very good. And the card reports to all three major credit bureaus. Hey, listen, the thing here is that you have, it's like a free lunch or free dinner, whatever you want to call it. So it's free, but this free dinner, it's not free lunch or free dinner. It's open like a buffet, whatever, but it's very expensive. Very expensive. There are so many fees. I even forgot to talk to you about the $40 fee that they charge you for late or return payments. Okay, so it's really, really a constellation of fees here. I want to talk to you about the rivals. So you have a lot of other players in the industry. So Total Visa is not the only one. So let's talk about how Total Visa compares to other credit cards for bad credit. So let's talk about the Total Visa versus the OpenSky secured Visa credit card. So the Total Visa, just want to specify, Total Visa is an unsecured credit card, whereas the OpenSky is a secured credit card. So Total Visa here, you have $300 minimum limits. The OpenSky, the minimum limit depends on your deposit. Okay, so it's important to understand that though you have to shell out at least $200 for a security deposit, the OpenSky Secure Visa credit card is actually materially significantly less expensive than the Total Visa credit card, because the annual fee is a much more straightforward $35 compared to the Total Visa's multiple fees. There are other fees to be aware, like the 3% foreign transaction fee. It's just crazy. And the thing is, if you use your OpenSky secure credit card responsibly, you are going to increase your FICO score a lot faster. And you have so the OpenSky has an APR of 22.14%, whereas Total Visa has 35.99%. Okay, and so it is what it is. By the way, boss, I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're doing an in-depth review of a Total Visa credit card to sort of acquaint you with the card and see whether or not it's a great card for you. Okay, and let's quickly compare the Total Visa with Credit One Bank Platinum Visa for rebuilding credit. And the current APR for this Credit One Bank Platinum Visa for rebuilding credit is around 28.49%, which is still lower than the 35.99% you have with a Total Visa. On top of that, you need to understand that this card, the Credit One Bank Platinum Visa, has a actually in terms of annual fee, it's kind of similar to Total Visa because they charge you like $75 for the first year and $99 thereafter. Okay, so again, the thing is, you have to look at the fact that this card also has APRs and annual fees on the steep side. But the thing is that this card, the Credit One Bank Platinum Visa for rebuilding credit, allows you to actually earn rewards. So you have the opportunity to actually recoup some of the cost by earning rewards. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So Credit One cardholders will earn 1% cashback on eligible gas, grocery, mobile phone service, cable and internet service purchases, a feature lacking in most credit cards designed for people with bad credit. So this is really important to think about it, that way. So overall, the Total Visa card is an interest-heavy card lacking some of the features needed to make it a solid credit-building option in our view. So this is what it is. So if you are a credit builder, you will find more value in the Credit One Bank Platinum Visa, okay, than in the Total Visa card. What about let's talk about the Total Visa credit card versus Discover Secure credit card. So the Secure credit card is a less expensive option because even though you have to shell out some cash, right? It's a secure credit card, so you have to shell out some cash. Something you don't have to do with the Total Visa credit card. Okay. Now, in our view, the Discover Secure credit card ranks atop our list of the best secure credit cards, and there's no question as to why. Despite requiring a deposit to secure the line of credit, the card earns 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants on up to $1,000 in combined purchases each quarter. In addition to that, you can earn a limited 1% cash back on all other purchases and the card also offers a welcome bonus. You have unlimited cash back match. So what happens here is that Discover will automatically match all the cash back earned at the end of the first year. So again, here you have some flexibility that we love a lot. And the thing is that though the card is lighter on the extra benefits and features than unsecured cards typically are, many secured cards do not charge an annual fee, nor several of the other fees the Total Visa does. Although secured cards require a refundable deposit to protect the line of credit, many issuers, including Discover, will return this deposit if the responsible credit use is demonstrated. So because those with subprime credit should focus on building better credit, and secure credit cards are designed for this purpose, a card like the Discover Secure credit card presents a much more preferable option compared to the Total Visa, in our view. So boss, my question to you is, do you currently have $200 or $300 to actually put towards a deposit at Discover? Or like you're really broke, like cash is tight like crazy? Because if you have $200, if you have $300 to actually allocate to a deposit, to a card deposit, we would advise you to choose that route a lot better than actually go for the Total Visa credit card, because the fees are just way more on the other side than with the Discover Secure credit card. So think about it that way. Either you actually pay the fees upfront to yourself in terms of having a deposit, or you pay the fee to Total Visa over time because you don't have the cash now. So it's a decision you have to make yourself. Let's actually compare and contrast two other cards that you will love. So we have the Total Visa credit card versus Bank of America Travel Rewards credit card for students. And then I want to compare and contrast also the Total Visa credit card versus Pedal One no annual fee Visa credit card. So the thing is that if you are privileged enough to afford the label of students, you should not bother with the Total Visa, because cards like the Bank of America Travel Rewards credit card for students offer the ability to build credit with an unsecured benefits, often with lucrative perks. Those student cards also typically offer fewer rewards and benefits than the best unsecured cards do. The Bank of America Travel Rewards cards earns, check this out, 1.5 points per dollar on all purchases everywhere, every time with no expiration on points. So this is really cool. And the Bank of America Travel Rewards card for students also offers $0 fraud liability. And for those with Bank of America accounts, the card provides optional overdraft protection. So when we really think about it, in our view, there's a great reason why this card ranks on most lists for the best students cards for a no annual fee unsecured card designed for a population without substantive credit history. The Bank of America Travel Rewards card makes cards like the Total Visa seem fairly useless in comparison. What about the Total Visa card versus Pedal One no annual fee Visa credit card? Let's actually quickly compare and contrast those two too. So the thing is that for those who are not students, who don't have a deposit to help build credit with, the Pedal One no annual fee Visa credit card issued by WebBank uses what's called a cash score by evaluating banking and other financial history instead of only using credit history to determine creditworthiness. And what we love here is that the card actually offers a limited rewards. It earns 2% to 10% cashback at select merchants. And in our view, this is a better alternative because the Pedal One rather, because you also have the Pedal 2, but that's why I just said the Pedal 2, but here we're speaking about the Pedal One. So the Pedal One no annual fee Visa credit card, as the name implies, charges no annual fee, but it does not allow balance transfers. So if you have this card, you're not going to be able to do balance transfers at all. And the card also is not an option for anyone who has filed for bankruptcy in the last 48 months. So if you have filed for bankruptcy for the last 4 years, you're not going to qualify for this card at all. And so, for this reason, it may not be an option for some, but for everyone else, it's a better bet than the Total Visa. Now, Total Visa is okay if you have had, quote unquote, a heavy credit past, or like you're trying to rebuild credit, or you're trying to build credit, like you have no credit history, you're trying to build it, or you're trying to rebuild it. So either way, the thing with Total Visa, it's always a safe bet, but you're gonna have to pay for it. As long as you're comfortable with that, that's fine. Now, what is the verdict here? What is the verdict? I first want to talk about I want to talk to you about the fact that the question is do you have a better card to pair with the Total Visa card? Well, if you are rebuilding credit, it's best to keep your finances simple, right? And so instead of pairing multiple credit cards together, you want to focus on one. So focus on one card, boost your credit score, and then when you are in a better place, in a healthier place, you can look for 1, 2, or 3 credit cards. But if you're trying to build credit, if you just need to stick to one card and make sure that you make your that you pay your bills every month on time, all the time. Okay. So, but once you have leveled up your credit, you can swap out your Total Visa card for one with a lower APR and no annual fee, or even a card with that earn best in the class cashback rewards. So just think about that. So what is our view here? The question is the Total Visa card worth it? Honestly, this is our honest opinion here. The Total Visa credit card is a poor option for most people, even for people in the worst credit situations. Because honestly, if you look at all the fees, you kind of see that this card nickels and dimes its users by charging fees at every turn. On top of that, you'll face a high APR if you don't pay off your balance in full every month. That's 35.99%. And you can find much better rates and fees with the same benefits from other credit cards, that's for sure. So is the Total Visa card for you? Honestly, and I want to insist on this is our own opinion here, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Many better options, including ones that do not charge annual fees, exist for building credit, securing revolving lines of credit, or ensuring the convenience of paying with a card. And the Total Visa card is a totally bad option. I want to insist, it's a totally bad option. It's very rare that we have such a category, I would say stern opinion. But in this case, we just believe that this is not the right card for you. And I'm not going to sort of razzle dazzle you, trying to sugarcoat things. No, it's really bad. It's really bad. Don't go for it unless you have unless you feel like you want to waste some cash, you want to give cash to some bankers or whatever, then go for it. But if not, there are better options. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section. We'll let you know the options you have. Okay, depending on where you live, also, we'll give you everything from secure credit cards to credit builder loans. Okay, to secured loans. There are a lot of options. A lot of options. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was quickly talking to you about Total Visa credit card. This was a review, an in-depth review. So I gave you the overview, the pros and cons, the details, the rivals, and the verdict. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.